So what's the current roadmap for Ajna? Any big things happening in 2023, leading up to 2024 too?
No, because after launch, we are actually shutting down our entity and disbanding the core team. So we are philosophically very committed to the idea of decentralized protocols. We don't
Nice.
think that a protocol needs a core team. So once we launch, we're going to put it out there in the world. We're going to launch the static front end, and we're going to hopefully have some integrations up and running for people to use. And then it is going to be on the grant process, which is on chain and decentralized, to grow the ecosystem without us.
That's great. So as a founder, how do you make that decision in terms of like
Uh,
that's the route that you want to go down versus like other alternatives?
you learn from your past mistakes. So as I mentioned, we were at Maker for quite some time. Maker eventually decided to wind down its centralized entities and decentralize, but it was a lot of the damage was done at that point. So I believe that if Maker had just ripped off the band-aid at the beginning, it would have a more vibrant ecosystem today. And this is where, if you look at how things scale, a centralized model scales really well when your community and user base is small. But as you start to grow, it starts to deteriorate in the other direction. So it'll be painful for us when we're small. But if we rip off the band-aid now and we let the ecosystem get its legs without us, and we don't crowd people out by building products for free that they could otherwise monetize, then in 5 years, we'll have the strongest ecosystem. That's my belief.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
I find that. Sorry, Kadima. Just wanted to say I find that real interesting, especially like I think it's rooted in something like very logical and pragmatic because it came from the experience that you guys had with Maker. But I feel like that's real interesting because a lot of the protocols that are developing today that are very promising as well, kind of like are predicated on having really good BD teams and people that have great knowledge of the ecosystem as well in order to reach out to all the different protocols that can build on top. But this is kind of like flipping that on its head.
We hope it works.